Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a really interesting piece of hardware. The Thor H-THUNDER-2 modulator. It's what I'd call a true signal bridge.
It really is. And for you listening, our mission is to break down how this little box basically acts as a universal translator.
A translator, how so?
Well, it takes these modern, digital HDMI sources, and it converts them seamlessly into a legacy RF cable signal. The industry term is CATV RF.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so critical because it lets you distribute high-def content to pretty much any standard TV or set-top box on the planet.
So you're feeding it, say, two different HDMI inputs. Could be from a DVD player, a satellite box, maybe even CCTV cameras.
Exactly. Anything with an HDMI out.
And the H-THUNDER-2 just processes that and pushes out a signal that's ready for a big cable system. It's where the old and new meet. So let's talk about the input quality. The specs say it accepts sources up to 1080p at 60 frames per second on those two HDMI ports. That's, really clean input.
Top tier, yeah.
But here's my question. I saw the maximum output is capped at 1080p, but only at 30 frames a second. Why that drop?
That's a great question. It's really a necessary trade-off when you're squeezing that complex digital video into, older cable infrastructure.
Okay.
So even though the source is 60 frames, the unit uses standard MPEG-2 video encoding to actually modulate the signal. And that 30 frames per second limit, it's all about maintaining signal stability and bandwidth efficiency over copper.
I see. So you're prioritizing reliability over the absolute highest frame rate.
Precisely. It makes total sense for wide distribution.
And it handles more than just the video, right? What about the other data?
Oh, absolutely. It supports all the standard audio formats, MPEG-1, Layer 2, AAC, AC3. But, and this is key for professional use, it maintained closed captioning.
EIA 608.
That's the one. For places like hospitals, hotels, government buildings. That's a non-negotiable for compliance. Plus, the latency is super low, between 50 and 100 milliseconds, so it's even good for nearless stuff.
So if we pull back a bit, the really big deal here isn't just one standard, it's that this thing is a global device.
That's the insight. It completely removes the headache of needing different hardware for different parts of the world.
Yeah.
It has multiple RF standards built right in.
So we're talking, what, DVB-C?
We're talking BVBC, digital QAM, ATSC, DVB-T, and ISDBT, all in one box. It's a true global bridge.
That's incredible. So if a hotel chain wants to distribute video in Europe where they use DVB-T instead of North America's ATSC, they just flip a setting in the software.
That's it. Remarkable flexibility.
Let's talk about QAM for a second, since that's our cable standard here.
Right. QAM, quadrature amplitude modulation, is how it packs all that digital data into the old copper lines. It supports JA3B, using both 64 QAM and 256 QAM.
And those numbers just mean more data packed into the signal.
Yep. And with an RF range from 50 all the way to 950 megahertz, it can slot into basically any existing cable system you can imagine.
Now, this model is a bit different from some of Thor's other popular units, isn't it?
It is. It represents a specific value proposition. It's more cost-effective because it focuses purely on that traditional CATV RF output. No IPTV. It just modulates each channel onto its own frequency. Simple, reliable.
And for the people running it, the day-to-day sounds like it's pretty straightforward. You've got the LCD and buttons on the front for quick tweaks.
Yeah, for minor stuff. But for bigger system changes, you use the web-based NMS, the Network Management System, over Ethernet, and it's TAA compliant, which is a big deal for any government buyers.
So it's built for serious, regulated environments.
And it's accessible. It's ready to deploy, comes with a solid warranty, and does this very specific, very important job at a fraction of the cost you'd normally expect.
So to sum it all up, the H-THUNDER-2 is a really robust, cost-effective encoder. It's built to bridge that gap between modern HD sources and all that traditional cable infrastructure we still have everywhere.
Right. Which, it leaves you with an important question to think about. If a single tiny 1RU box that weighs about 2 pounds can dynamically switch between all the major global RF standards, ATSC, QAM, DVB-T, ISDBT, does that point to a future where having separate signal infrastructures for different continents just becomes redundant? How long until video distribution is just standardized everywhere?